welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020. My name is Frankie Ward. We've got Sapphire and we have got Potter with us. I'm sorry, Potter, where's Timo?
Do you hear him barking, actually? He's outside in the living room at the moment. He wouldn't come into the room, so he's on timeout. Not really, but he's outside of the room.
It's fine, Timo, I'm taking this personally, but we'll discuss this after the show. Fearless is taking a well-earned break, but she will be back casting our final best of 3 of the day alongside Harry. Now let's take a look at the bracket because we're 2 matches into today's schedule, and we've unfortunately said goodbye to 2 teams. Who have we lost, Potter?
Well, unfortunately, we say goodbye to Skade. How do you say it again? It's so posh, Frankie. Am I saying it right? Skade? Skitty.
Yeah,
There's a lot of different variations, but we're saying goodbye to them, and unfortunately, we're saying goodbye to the Giants. And valiant effort, a lot of good looks coming out of them, but fortunately for Arcane Wave's side of things, they showed up.
Well, we will see those 2 teams face up. It's going to be a rematch of our opening series from yesterday. Timo, yeah, I totally agree with you. Sterling analysis from you, sir. I do want to raise a question raised by Pansy and Moses in their last cast before we talk about this next matchup. They questioned whether the female scene is lacking in T-side executes because the aim is there. We are seeing incredible mechanical skill in this tournament. But Potter, I'm wondering what your take on it is.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's tough, right? It's always really tough. It's even tough for the tier 1 players and teams to try to figure out how to make all the pieces work together collectively as a unit, right? And so I think that's the biggest hurdle for a lot of these teams is trying to figure out what are our strengths, what kind of tools do we have. I'm sorry about Timo. Until I go out there and stop him, I don't think he's gonna stop. But anyways, yes, Frankie, to your point, I agree.
Sapphire, what do you think?
This is bad. I have to stop. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. That.
He's upset that Jason flexed with his cuter dog.
Oh, I can't believe you just said that, Potter. That's so mean. Sapphire, though, I do want to get your take on this as well.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see that in some of the teams. And I think there's another issue of like just the mid-round adaptions. So, they come in with a handful of strats, but if something goes wrong early on, it's adapting mid-game. Like that's one of the hardest things to master in Counter-Strike, and even the pro level teams, are still figure out ways to do it. So I think that's one of the struggles, the next steps for these teams to improve.
Well, we're about to see 2 of the best teams in the women's Counter-Strike scene. They are, of course, Team Originem and Galaxy Racer Esports. Now, talking of communication, because Timo's giving us a perfect example. For Originem yesterday, communication was all over the shop in the first half of Overpass. I'm just wondering, is that a typical thing, Potter, for this squad?
I had to unmute. Yes. It is typical. Sorry, Frankie. I totally lost track of your question.
It's okay.
Things are going on right now.
Originem, we know overconfidence is a repeat issue with them, but the communication problems they clearly had in the start actually of both of those maps, is that something that you're used to now with this squad?
Yeah, I think I'm used to it. And also, as far as overconfidence goes, I think yesterday being so in a struggle fest, right? In the beginning of that series, on Overpass specifically, Originem, they were making some small minor mistakes that I don't think them themselves individually expected them to make. So I think being able to have that shaky series early on in the tournament will bode well for them moving forward, because I don't think they're going to make those same kind of mistakes today at all.
And Sapphire, we saw Petra really shine on train once she got that AWP, but how is she as a rifler?
Solid. She's solid. They'll definitely toss her the rifle, especially if like Juliana has a good spawn. She's gonna grab that op instead. They'll trust Petra with the rifle. But she's a top player for a reason. She's very versatile.
She's incredibly versatile. You should see her burns in Twitch chat. Moving on to Galaxy Racer Esports. They themselves were on beast mode against Giants yesterday, excelling on both Nuke and Inferno. Not a weak link on display. So Originem, if they don't come straight out the gates, comms on point, communication there. They're gonna have some problems, Potter.
Definitely a lot
She's
of
muted.
problems. I'm juggling around the mute buttons. I've gotten it under control a little bit here. Yeah, Galaxy Racer. Man, I'm looking at Claudia again. I don't know if she can actually replicate that sort of a performance on day 2 again, but if she does, you're absolutely right. I mean, Galaxy, I think the confidence levels, they're going to be booming because not only is Claudia feeling good, but if I'm like Vilga, I'm Anna, I'm sitting back and I see my own teammate, my player just popping off like that, then I also gain confidence. So it just kind of trickles down onto the rest of the team. So I think Galaxy Racer, they're feeling hot to trot right now. They're feeling really good.
And Sapphire, what do we know about Galaxy Racer's coach? Is it true that this is the old CLG Red coach that they have?
Yeah, apparently this is Vez. So Vez played, back in when I was playing some Source, he was a top Source player, and then he moved over to CLG Red, coaching them, and apparently they have him now, and he's a smart guy. So I imagine, he's going to bring some more cohesion to the frag fest that is all these 5 stars.
And we also didn't talk about 23 much yesterday, despite some great moments. There were some superb rotations on the A site from her. Potter, what do we know about this young Russian player?
We actually know quite a bit. What's interesting, most interesting to me, especially with 23, with Vilga, with even Claudia, there's a lot of history. There's a lot of, dare I say, drama between both of these squads, especially just exchanging players back and forth. 23 was on this roster not too long ago. So definitely a lot of familiarity between both these squads as well. And for 23, for me, myself, I'm not quite as familiar with her as far as her individual perks, like what's her personality like in that server. I just don't think we've seen quite enough of her yet, but I'm excited to see what her future holds, right? Because being on a squad like Galaxy Racer, she's just gonna get better and better the more comfortable she gets. And I think hopefully for Galaxy's sake, that comfort level, it's just close right now.
Well, let's see what Twitch chat are thinking in terms of their predictions for this matchup. It is the one we've all been waiting for. So let us know who you are voting for. I believe that it's going to be #Orig for Originem and #GXR if you're voting for Galaxy Racer Esports. But we need to get into the veto. I see production is ready and waiting for us. Last time these two teams played, they played Dust2 and Mirage, and Originem won it 2-0. Those vetoes, they're pretty much expected, right, Potter?
Yeah, definitely expected. Now, okay, so Galaxy Racer, they're going to lean back into this Inferno. We saw them picking this yesterday. I was actually curious whether or not Vilga was going to bust out this overpass to try to make it a punish pick, because as you see here, Originem, they're going to ban it out right away in the second pick. I do think that Galaxy Racer have an edge actually coming to this series. I think that they have a deeper map pool, even though they're a newer team than Originem. So that's already an advantage in itself coming into this series.
I wrote in my notes, just gonna flex here, but I said surely we're gonna see Train Inferno and maybe Dust2. So just so you're aware, I'm coming after your job, ladies. Sapphire, looking at this veto, who does it fall in favor of, would you say?
Well, I honestly, this is even. It's gonna come down to Dust2, I think, and we know that Dust2 really can be anyone's game. It's just it's where you get to flex all your skill. All right. I'm having a tough time with this one.
Who's going to come out on top? Come on. I know you both love Claudia. I feel like I know which way you're going to go.
I do. But something always scares me about Zaz and Giuliano. And this morning, I just started tipping back to the Originem side. They've been together for a long time. They know what they're doing. And I think I'm going to go Originem.
Ooh, Originem, yeah. Potter.
Yeah, I mean, Heather's definitely not wrong. Originem, they've got the firepower. So if these ladies show up, like we saw the glimpses of them in that second map yesterday, then certainly they've got a chance. But nah, I'm going with Galaxy here. I think they're going to definitely win out this series. I've got full confidence in them. But Originem's Originem, right? They always have a shot.
Well, I'm going to say it's 2-1. I'm actually going to go Galaxy Racer. I think it's really interesting what Vilga's doing with the younger players of her team in terms of taking them in hand and working with them individually. So that's what I'm going to say. Twitch chat, let's find out what you were saying very quickly because we've got to rush to a break. So let's find out. Okay, Originem, they've got some stands in chat. Of course they do. I've seen those Petra stands. I have seen the emotes and I want to see those Pepe jammers because we've got to go to a break. And after we come back, we're going to have our upper bracket final.
My, oh my, do we have a game to kickstart the day. Originem taking on Galaxy Racer. Jason, I was getting a little too close into the camera just then. I always get weirded out because you've got like one of these professional headsets going on, man, and I've just got like, I'll try and break the fourth wall. That's going to sound horrible. Maybe we won't do that. You'll see what I mean there, right? I got like one of these things, so I lean in to try and talk into it, and it's just a disaster, man. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm good with my professional grade headset. It took me 5 years of doing this job to actually obtain a headset that is a high quality to be able to cast from home, because as we all know, for 5 years I didn't need to have one here in my home, but now all of a sudden it's an issue. So you'll get there, Harry. It's just a matter of time. Maybe it'll take one more global pandemic and then you can finally pull the trigger.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm waiting it out. I really want to make sure it's like really, really worth it before I pull the trigger on that one. Yes, so we got Originem taking on Galaxy Racer, man. I think that like these are for me like two of the teams that I expected to come into this event and make quite the run. I don't know about you, but like these are the names that we I'd say like are most recognizable, that we expect the most from, and the fact that they both found victories to open up this event kind of solidifies that, right? Now we get to see them go head to head, and obviously it's been a little while since we saw like iterations of these squad play each other. It was back in 2019. They were similar rosters, but Mimi would have actually found herself on the Galaxy Racer side of things. So she's like swapped on over to Originem. That's a pretty interesting little tidbit, I think, as we move in to this pistol round on Inferno.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway for me, or the big thing in this game, is yesterday disappointed in Originem and what I saw to them, although it could have just been an off game, and very impressed with the aggressiveness and the assertiveness of Galaxy Racer, especially as we saw in Inferno. Now, I think the tougher competition of Originem will probably keep Galaxy Racer in a little bit more of keep them in check, but I mean, we'll find out. We'll see how this goes. Crazy, Krasi going to be holding the angle, and Galaxy Racer still not dedicated to Banana just yet, now rotating back towards middle.
Yeah, it's a very, very slow start here to this pistol round. Well, tiptoe up into the top of mid. Now, there's quite the top mid setup here. With 2 players over at long, they're trying to run like that bait and switch with the first bit of contact being made by Petra. And they actually decide to dismantle it on the back of this utility going into the B bomb site. And the timing on that just couldn't be worse because now this little fake has kind of worked brilliantly. However, Zaz, she's holding down this site like a trooper. 4 kills. I didn't even catch the 4th one. That was a quick little double tap over towards short. And Vilga, suddenly, the player that was responsible for faking into that B bomb site is now responsible for having to try and win this entire round.
My God, that is a disgusting... Let her have a shot at the ace. Giuliano's going to take number 5, but holy hell. Zaz, that's a special kind of pistol round that she just brought out. She saved the day for her team. They all rotated away. She got the information. That's a nice little one tap to start things. I missed the 4th one as well. It's going to be right here. They're obviously lined up. So yeah, 4 players on her screen, 4 shots, and 4 headshots.
See, that's the start we wanted, man. This is what we were missing yesterday from Originem. You know, it was like these kind of very underwhelming beginnings, but then very, very strong recoveries. Well, what if we just skip the slow beginning stage and we just go straight into recovery? I don't even think it's a recovery at that point. And in this round, Krassi and Co, they get aggressive down through Banana. They pluck a player out early on. It's Vilga kind of catching the short end of the stick there. And there's even more bullets just raining through these smokes. I wouldn't want to find myself on the other end anytime soon. And this one gets put to bed pretty quickly with 4 players staying alive for Originem.
Yeah, it's just like never-ending MP9 bullets just hailing through that smoke. So yeah, that's no fun at all. No plant either, but the AKs are still going to come out in this round. Everyone can afford one. No AWP, plenty of utility for the Galaxy Racers side. And here we go. They find themselves in an early deficit of 2 rounds thanks to the spectacular pistol round of Zaz. But now they probably, I mean, they have the advantage. UMP, MP9, FAMAS on Petra as well. So, I mean, in terms of firepower, in terms of arsenal, Galaxy Racer sitting with the much stronger weaponry.
Yeah, it's this little like 3 stack over an apartments that I'm kind of interested by, right? If you can use this to like take an advantage, right? Grab an AK, get out of dodge, and then try and like set back up for a bit later in the round. Maybe you could kind of spiral this one out of control on this bonus. And there are players heading over here towards the apartments. That's going to be Kilby and Claudia moving over towards this side of the map. I say moving. It's not. Not like the fastest pace on it, but they are like floating around this side of the map.
It's pretty leisurely at the moment. They're chilling, taking their time. Smoke towards left mid. Nade is out as well. Krassi's going to put a defensive smoke into the choke point, but she loses the fight. She sticks around for it. There's Giuliano with the push as well. Oh, and all of a sudden this has crumbled. Galaxy Racer able to just apply a little bit of pressure with utility and force a lot of movement from the Originem defense. Kelly is looking for one more. She knows there's one in the halls. I guess priority number 1 for her at this point has got to be preserve the AK-47. Don't give it over to your opponents. It'll be the first round on the board for Galaxy Racer, so that's well done.
And she's even navigated past the kind of 2 stragglers that were left behind. She's been able to get back into CT, and now she can just elect to stay alive and hold down this angle. It feels like, you know, you'd have almost more to lose from hunting this one down with it being the bonus, right? Just let them get away with these rifles, keep 5 alive, build up some of your own T-side money. And so it looks like Mimi and Zaz are going to be kind of showing some mercy here to end this round. They'll get away. Galaxy Racer getting on the board nice and early and dealing with this kind of, you know, like triple app setup by just not even playing into it, right? They get the kills on B. Suddenly it throws that whole apps kind of stack into disarray and it all falls apart. But it was just the bonus, right?
Yeah.
So,
not the worst thing in the world for Originem. They can drop weapons over as needed, and they have plenty of money to be able to buy into this one. Krassi will need a drop, but this is 2 rounds now. I mean, this round isn't so much a fake, but you can see, I mean, this is Originem being quick to react and quick to shift their defense on the CT side. In the pistol round, there was a full-blown fake that almost pulled them all out of position. If it wasn't for Zaz, they would have lost that. And in that round there, just a little bit of pressure applied, and you can see one kill comes out, and all of a sudden everyone's jumping the gun to get a quick retake, and Galaxy Racer was just in perfect position across the map. So Originem probably needs to be a little bit more careful before they decide to make those rotations moving forward in this game. 2-1 lead. Krasty and Zaz at the base of Banana. Plenty of utility is spent, and Galaxy Racer want to get up mid quickly. Already pressuring towards Rap side. Smoke goes down towards the arch. Giuliano gonna peek in towards the library. Molotov gonna hold her back. She can peek behind it though, or can she? She steps forward into the flames. Oh, and there it is. Flashbang from her team. It's not clean. It takes way too long. She's done great damage, but no kills.
Yeah, the damage might be enough there. Mimi down here in the pit, able to provide a bit of support, but Kelly's just bested her. Zaz comes in on this wrap round, and actually suddenly it's all left onto Anna in this 1v2. She does retrieve the bomb, so a bomb plant locked in at the very, very least, but these two are already closing in. I'm not going to close the distance between them and this bomb site. Now, trapped back here in the library is Krasty, and this could give a 1v1 over, but not ready for it is Anna. She's going to get taken care of. So that round there gets laid to rest. They deal with the danger well. The rotations come through very, very quickly, right? Zaz just barreling in through long side, capitalizes on all the damage that Giuliano was able to get away with. And they will find that third round. I think critically as well, there was a pretty big kill from Kelly onto Mimi down in the pit. It felt like there could have been an even cleaner round if Mimi was allowed to just keep on laying down that supporting kind of fire from the pit position.
The nice thing though is, I mean, even overextending for that kill onto Mimi and Pit, you know, made her a free frag for Petra, who was, you know, hiding inside of the bomb site as well. So, I mean, good defense for Originem, and Galaxy Racer never able to crack through it. Here we go, round number 5 underway. AK's again in hand with the help of the plant. Mimi's going to get aggressive. Again, an aggressive stance in A-holes. Giuliano and Zaz holding for a peek with Mimi looking for the window jump.
Yeah, this can get a little bit claustrophobic, and that's why they're going to have quite a lot of eyes over here towards middle, right? The last thing you want is to have this apps hole just get split into with no escape routes. Well, it's getting split into, but the escape routes are still open right now. Kelly's going to get one, but the trade comes in from Zaz. She's gone full on Bames John with the 700. And now Petra rotating in through long. Does look to catch Vilga on that aggressive stance down into the site. And with it, the bomb's actually been dropped down into pit. So the full rotation now coming in from Originem. And Zaz still here in the apartments. They're looking for her, but they haven't been able to find her yet. And finally will.
Yeah, but she played a really, really smart round. I mean, not even dying till the end. Her teammates were already in that A bomb site, and Galaxy Racer spent so much time trying to find her, so much time waiting for her to peek and overextending to try and get that kill, that, I mean, her teammates just had some easy fights there down the stretch. So really well done from Zaz to keep the attention on Halls that whole time, and that's given Originem a 4-1 lead. This is Galaxy Racer yesterday when we saw them was giving absolutely no respect to their opponents. This was a team that was fast-paced, that was peeking into everything. They seem a bit more tempered here against Originem. A little bit more respect for some of the old guards of the European women's scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was a bit of like a fairly heavy rotation over towards this A bomb site, but with the info gained from Zaz, they decide to just split this defense up 2 and 2, right? She didn't see anyone in mid on that aggression. She caught one player looking the wrong way. And yeah, for Galaxy Racer, the kind of chance to do much damage in this round feels like it should be out the window. They're going to group on up and just try and overwhelm their way into a site. Heading in towards A, they will at least find like a 3-on-2. So maybe if they're able to kind of trade their way into the bomb site, they can look for a bomb plant here at the very, very least. And then look to try and do something with it. Finally, we see like some of this apps aggression, but it's a shame that we don't get to see that like triple hole playing into it anymore. And they do best Zaz almost immediately. So Petra here now with the AWP, the last thing she wants to do is give this over. And so she just got to fall on out and wait for these rotations to come in from the rest of the team.
Oh God, this is not good. This is the opposite of good if you're Originem. They've got utility, they've got kits. It's still going to be a difficult retake, especially with all the SMGs in the way. Giuliano just now arriving from the other side of the map, and she's going to wrap around through mid all on her own. That's a long battle to take. Here comes the Molotov in towards lane. There's Kelly just ready and waiting. There's the pounce as well. Petra with the response, and oh, she's got all three. Doesn't even need Giuliano. What a sequence for Petra.
I'm liking it, man. Petra's already getting rolling. You know, like you think back to the other day in Overpass, as we kind of said, it just felt like she was a little bit absent, which was a bit of a shame. But then we moved into that train map, and man, like you see the reason why she's so talked about, and like, you know, the kind of when she is feeling it, the presence that she like lays out into the server, and the fact that she's getting off to a good start here and now, and then you've also got players like Zaz, right, delivering what we kind of expect. I think that's a bit of a worrying sign for Galaxy Racer. Krusty just doesn't even care, man. She's got running down Banana, and even though there's no smoke there, she still finds Vilga as it plumes. She's going to fall on back, and that leaves them early on. I was going to say in a 5-on-4, but the decision to play for the info through that smoke does come back to punish her with the nade.
Anna now looking up towards Banana with that AWP. Originem is more than happy to leave one player at this B bomb site. It's happened a couple times. Obviously, with a man down situation, it makes a bit more sense. Pop flash around the half wall, so 23 can turn the corner. Giuliano as well, taking a shot. This is turning into a B split. They know it's coming, and that's the bomb. That might be the round. That might be the round over right out of the gates. Yeah, that second kill from Petra. Good flick over. She's on point right now. You're right, Harry. And, I mean, there's nothing really they can do. Good shot from 23, but look how much further they have to go and still contend with the AWP, still contend with all of these off angles, and Petra's now in position.
Yeah, this is a bit of a messy one. This is a little bit weird. It's going to require something pretty miraculous. And, well, 23 of the ace if she wants to get it. But Petra, not exactly going to give her the room to maneuver. Gets that immediate trade. It goes 6-1 up for Originem. And she is just continuing to really light it up with this orb. That flicks nuts, just to like solidify the round, right? If Claudia's allowed like even a tiny bit of room there, maybe there's a chance that she could, you know, reclaim that bomb or buy a bit more time for the rotations. Not allow the CTs to get into those like forward positions, right?
Yeah,
but that never happens.
I like even the B split call from Galaxy Racer. It's unfortunate. I mean, this is why you just don't often see the bomb on that portion of the split, right? The bomb's normally going up Banana because you drop it in that fashion, or it was the second player and everyone has to turn around and go try and salvage it. I mean, dropping that bomb in CT spawn is a death sentence to that strategy to a round. So 6-1 lead for Originem, looking much more solid. This is the kind of Originem I expected to see yesterday, and they've got a good start here so far on Inferno.
Oh, okay. Good.
Ooh.
Kelly didn't buy armor with the AK. I was a little bit worried there because, you know, like you're a little bit late out of spawn. Maybe you're just rushing to get the buy-in. But no, she went back. She grabbed that. That's all good. And now we have an attempt at this Banana regression. And this time Originem, they've actually decided to play kind of a bit more lax towards Banana. No more of these like crazy kind of death runs from Krusty. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Here she is, and she's the one laying down the death in this round as she puts up a double thanks to that flash from Giuliano to set her up. AK now retrieved and sat in the 4-on-3. You can just kind of fall on back into the site, try and hold some of these passive angles. Galaxy Racer, it almost feels like, you know, they wanted to try and get in there, but that Molotov just keeps them back. And so suddenly, yeah, the reality of this 3-on-4 is set in. There's been enough time for the rotations, and now you are going to have to work to reclaim this advantage.
Giuliano with no utility, so I believe that's Zaz, who just flew through when she hears the flashbangs come out. Taking a little bit of unfortunate spam. She doesn't like that. Still one smoke left in Kelly's hands, as well as a Molotov. So it is going to be towards this B bomb site. But with only one smoke, and very little utility behind it. Actually, excuse me, a second smoke is picked up by Claudia now. Ooh, this Molotov can be perfect. It's into the back corner. Zaz is going to have to move forward. She's burning at the moment into the flashbang, and Giuliano's forced into the open. All of a sudden, this is looking great. Will they clear Zaz? First kill is hers. Transfers over, but can't find Kelly. Bomb planted, and a 2-on-2 scenario.
Oh, that Molotov was great, though, onto the bomb. It's brought Anna down so low. She was the only one with any HP here. She gets flashed in to try and find the fight onto Mimi. And Mimi's not getting the mood to give fights over. She actually takes them both down, grabs that defuse, and solidifies this 7-1 lead. This is looking like a very, very dominant game right now. And considering that this is the map pick of Galaxy Racer, it feels like we need to see a bit of a change, a bit of a turnaround. Like, these rounds feel like they've been getting closer and closer. But, you know, it doesn't matter till you kind of start to get a couple over the line. And I'm a little bit worried because it doesn't really feel like Originem are letting up just yet.
Yeah, and they've taken a time out to talk things through and still not able to find the solution quite yet. So this is very cool to see for Originem. Some spam into the halls, which makes sense considering you've seen aggressive hull stacks like 3 or 4 times so far in this half. Unfortunately, that spam hasn't been able to connect with any real lasting damage or impact on the rounds.
Well, in this round, Originem, they've moved away entirely from this long side, and they've positioned with like a very, very heavy emphasis on just this deep site control with players over it short to try and hold the line. Petra, she don't miss those. She's going to nail Vilget down here in mid. And already that's a bit of the kind of warning alarm going off in your head that you spotted this AWP of Petra over towards short. They try and throw the hay bales smoke to help them get out through apartments. But this is where the kind of interesting role of Mimi is gonna come into play. I would have liked to have seen what would happen up on the balcony there, but falls on off, and not the end of the world, right? They fall back into this like standard, you know, Petra over towards long with the AWP. That's good. She gets the repositioning, and you know, it doesn't really matter right now because it's going to be a B play. And if anything, that fall down and Petra having to relocate as a result means she might be a little bit faster on this rotation over towards B, which should be coming through right about now. That means that these players inside of the site have to try and hold the line. And right now they're doing a good job of it. Krasty's going to get betrayed by the Flammers. And there will be like a last second bomb plant here as once again, Originem set up to retake this B site in even odds. Claudia takes those even odds away, but Petra responds and Claudia's still putting up numbers. She's on for the ace right now.
Well, a real chance here against Mimi, who's just going to bypass construction altogether for the moment. Looking towards Banana, no peek at all from Kelly. And yeah, this one is all Claudia. 4 kills, and she's working around perfectly. No exposure to Mimi. And there's the final kill. There's the 5th one. And a second round on the board is delivered by Claudia. All 5 frags. And now they have 2. Just 5 rounds back for Originem's defensive side. And actually, I think most of the money is even gone for Originem. This is heartbreaking. This is so deep into the round timer. It's like, please just stay alive. If you're Giuliano there, I mean, you can even just bait your opponent. There was only 8 seconds left when that second kill came in. So if they could have used the time a little bit better, they can just force Galaxy into a really awkward scenario. But Claudia getting both of those kills opens the door wide open. Opens the door wide open, Harry. You like that? That's why I get paid the big bucks.
It's like, yeah, dude. it's pretty provocative, you know, that kind of
the imagery
kind of
is compelling.
If Krasny from this boost can try and close that open door wide shut, and she's not able to do so, actually, as she does get bested there, and a teammate falls shortly therein. Mimi has already arrived on the rotation, but really going to struggle to find much. And at this point, you might already be looking at a save on these armored pistol players, which is a little bit heartbreaking to kind of have it fall apart like this, especially because, you know, we mentioned how, like, there'd been slow improvements from Galaxy Racer, but, like, not enough to actually get around over the line. Well, the moment they do, as a result of, like, the last few being so close, it has just stripped all this money away. They were double eco over on this CT side anyway, so they've gone for this force, but this is now, you know, look to kind of punish them in the long run, in the a 4-7 scoreline suddenly doesn't feel like it's out of the question.
Oh, the spots Mimi right at the end. At least the M4 is getting away, but you're right. The real issue for Originem at this point is the economy. And if you're Galaxy Racer, this has got to feel so good. You get a couple rounds where it's not easy, but it's certainly easier to kind of close this gap. And they should be able to get up to 4 before Originem has the money to fight back. So everything's gravy at the moment for Galaxy Racer. It's all good, baby.
Ooh, we got the B stack. And I'm curious if we're going to see the aggression. With Zaz holding onto these 2 flashbangs, I feel like it's going to be like one of these late retakes to the top of Banana. That, though, could throw a bit of a spanner in the works. You've lost Giuliano over on A, the only player that was here. Zaz is still waiting patiently with these flashbangs to try and set a team up to retake top Banana. They were hoping for a fight here, and the moment one doesn't come through, this round now gets really scary because you've spotted the B-Rap, right? You get that 1 kill, but the A site is now wide open. Claudia is actually just hunting these kills. She is waiting. She's trying to play a cheeky little angle.
Yeah,
but
I don't like that, though. You've not only have you given over a second AK, and actually now there's a kit and 3 rifles. They can make this retake happen. Bait the hell out of Mimi. Send her in first to her death so you can find out all the information. Flashbang is out. They're going to be cordoned against the wall, and now that there's a smoke in the way, Originem could even actually just fall back and retreat and save all these weapons, and that's still a victory. But they're going to go for it, and the danger is averted. Even though it got a bit sketchy, got a bit dicey, Galaxy Racer holds on just fine and take everything away.
Ooh, I got worried for a moment, though. I really did, man. Like, oh, that felt like it was balancing on a knife's edge. I didn't like it, Jason. I didn't like it one bit, but here we go. We got the reinvestment. You know, they try and throw everything at it. Like you say, there was a good chance they could have found something. And I think at that point, when you're that deep in, it's like either decision works, right? You either go for it and just commit, or you've got to go for that save. And once again, we got this like aggression down through Banana from Krasi. She gets a nice little nade off, finds some good damage onto 3, but more so, you know, 23 of Vilga. That's going to bring them down into like this one-shot headshot range of the M4s and Famises as well.
M4s and Famises, oh my. Zaz up on the half wall. Turned for a flashbang. Ooh, and that might have actually saved her life, and she's found Anna way deep with the op. Never expected the vertical position. 23 might have even been able to spot that, but she got flashed and forced back. All Banana all the time for Galaxy Racer. 4 players here. With full control and 48 seconds left, although it's starting to look like they're going to just fall back towards that A bomb site. And, ooh, this is a really passive, really dangerous defensive setup. Petra and Mimi both in the bomb site. Petra's got full utility as well. And instead of using this to delay, she's going to use it for protection, but that smoke is way early.
Ooh, Galaxy Racer are going back. They threw in a bit of utility. They tried to go for the old double fakeroo. And is that going to work? It doesn't look like it's going to. Team Originem look like they've kind of read into this one. They hear the footsteps running back. There was no time to like go slow and silent there. They had to really pick up the pace. That flash is good. And that allows Claudia and Vilga to just strike him down. But Zaz, ooh, she could do it all. She could do it all right now. And as long as she drops the bomb, she's done it. There you go. That's the round locked in. Zaz at the back of the site, hiding behind the pillar. And finding success.
What were they doing out planting, though? I don't even know if Zaz needed to get that kill to win the round. I think it was already over. But once again, Claudia finds some critical kills coming back into that B bomb site right at the end of the round. Almost made it work. Zaz playing it safe. They'd gotten so many frags at the B bomb site, they never thought in any world that there would still be one player in the back in dark. Zaz is having one hell of a game, and that's at least the second time she's saved her team in a pretty big fashion.
Yeah, I almost want to say that's why they took so long getting the bomb down, right? Because Zaz is like, you know, she's been at B a hell of a lot. She's often here helping out Krasi, and she did get a kill down through Banana earlier on. And I feel like they spent so long trying to find her that they didn't look at the right places. And as you said, I don't think they even had time to get that bomb down anyway. So that's a bit of an anomaly. Hopefully, we don't see any more of that. As this mid play looking to come through, Flash is good, and Zaz, yeah, she's so blind. There's not really anything she can do there. That's a nice clean kill to secure this advantage for Galaxy Racer. This bomb is all the way back over here towards ramp. That's now been retrieved. And Galaxy Racer, you know, they don't often like just commit on the back of getting these kills. They really do like to slow it down once they kind of have you in a bit of an uncomfortable spot. and wait for these CT players to try and go for these information plays, try and reclaim whatever ground they can.
Yeah, they play a pretty smart game on this T side. Part of the reason I'm assuming why they picked this map, obviously very, very comfortable on it. Little bit of a mini fake being thrown by Kelly. Smoke, flashbang as well. Krassy's going to find the kill, but it's pulled that third player to the B bomb site. So, I mean, even in just kind of a death of no real fight, Kelly's done her job. She's made this clear access to the A site, and Originem have a decision to make. They can go for this. They do have flashbangs. They do have a kit on Petra. But they've got no money behind this buy, so if everything's taken away from them, they're going to be forced into a save down the stretch in the final 2 rounds of the half.
Oh, we need something kind of magical here, and Petra running into the site. She gets pretty deep, but just like lulled into a false sense of security there. Krassy's not able to offer anything up, and Claudia's just really come alive, man. Like in these last few rounds, she has been what feels like the kind of defining point in terms of getting the entries or getting the kills that close these rounds out, right? She's been so key at making this happen. And she's continuing to put up those kind of numbers here, holding down this retake. And one that, as you kind of highlighted, it was very, very, it was like a very pivotal moment almost for Originem. Losing that round, as you say, has left them with nothing more than these pistols to work with.
Yeah, and they can't even really upgrade them. I think, Krassy has a P250, one flashbang on Petra. And I mean, you're just kind of laying a trap and hope that they make some noise as they come up mid and you can pounce on that. Now, the opportunity should be there. What we've normally seen out of Galaxy Racer is taking banana control, a little bit of nades. That's quite a nice bit of damage to deny information as well. And then they'll fall back out of banana and send a squad up middle, at 50 seconds left in the round. So the opportunity's there if Originem is going to be patient enough. But I think the lack of weaponry, the lack of utility is making him a bit nervous. So now the flashbang is here at the B bomb site. Vilga making contact. Flashbang still held onto by Originem.
Oh, smoking CT, and that's just kind of locked out all 3 players that were sat on the other side. That leaves a 5-on-2 open inside of this site. A good flash from Krassy, though, is allowed for a double to come on in. Okay, all right, this could get a little bit scary. She's done it again. She's put up another. Oh, dear, this was meant to be a nice, easy round. Galaxy Racer, they've been T-boned out of this B-bomb site, my word. Originem, they're going to take that 9th, and it is just that flashbang, it feels like. Not only does it give those 2 kills over, but it completely just halts that push, stops it in its tracks, buys time for those CT rotates to get up nice and close, and then they're just kind of like running into this this horrible little meat grinder of pistols over in top banana.
Yeah, a lot of really, really awful timings after that flashbang as well. Just, fights being initiated by Originem as soon as the smoke clears and no one from Galaxy Racer is there watching it. Didn't even have the manpower necessarily to watch it properly. And look at it, look at the reversal of fortunes. Now it's 3 players with Deagles on the Galaxy Racer side against all of full bot weaponry. And Petra's off, back in hand, another opening kill.
And so Krassy's just like playing for info over here at the coffins. There's a 4 stack over towards A. She still has this smoke, and she's just going to hold on to that till the moment she kind of gets this initial contact. If Anna's able to strike her off the tally, this B-bomb site is empty, but a missed shot, and that could have made all the difference, right? If that kill comes in, this B site is ripe for the taking, but it doesn't. And now that smoke that Krassy's still holding on to can look to go down if she's able to reposition and lock down this angle. There's a bit of utility going in over towards this A site, but Originem, they've dismantled this 4-player stack that they had over towards this side of the map. And Zaza just made it even sweeter through the smoke. So this one's kind of falling apart piece by piece. The B play is going to come on in. There is still Claudia alone over at A, but she's just here to try and cut down players in rotation. Even if she kind of deals with everyone, it's still... Ooh,
I don't know.
I was going to say struggle to provide much, but this bomb's come back. I thought it was a little deeper in the site. She's been able to get away, and Claudia might have just made something of this round from nowhere.
It makes no sense. The time, though. They're going to get there, I think, just the right moment. The op shot, comes in late. Claudia has done everything. And look at this new position. She already has 1 ace in the game on a round where, again, she opened everything up. A chance for another. There's the first and the second from behind. 2 aces in the first half. Claudia is on fire. An incredible half. But still, that being said, they're still down by 3 rounds. They still were only able to muster 6 on their T side of Inferno. We're going to head to a break. We'll come back and they're going to be on the defense. We'll see if they can close it out. So stay tuned.
Try me on tonight. Ooh. This time I ain't gonna stop. We're on a ride to reach the top. Ain't got no money, but I'm full of fun. You can't ignore it, no, you won't run away. Ooh. I'm so lucky I can conquer the world. There's so much love, love in the air. I'm so lucky, wanna shout it all out. We're gonna find our way. This lucky day. I'm so lucky I can conquer the world. There's so much love, love in the air. I'm so lucky, wanna shout it all out. We're gonna find our way. This lucky day. So keep on driving and raise your hands. You got something to dance. I just feel happy and that's the plan. We're getting closer, so let's have fun tonight. Ooh. Yeah. I'm so lucky I can conquer the world. There's so much love, love in the air. I'm so lucky, wanna shout it all out. We're gonna find our way. This lucky day. I'm so lucky I can conquer the world. There's so much love, love in the air. I'm so lucky, wanna shout it all out. We're gonna find. We will stand our ground.
Well, Originem, they've gotten off to a good start, but the ace work of Claudia has really been here in response for Galaxy Racer, and it's given us a nice close affair towards the end of that first half of play, considering there was that 7-1 lead for Originem early on in the game. Quite the turnaround, and Claudia's looking more warm than ever. We move into the CT half for Galaxy Racer, and they're looking to keep the good times rolling. This mid-play coming on in, and they're going to be hot on the heels of this B rush. However, with the kills going in favor of Originem, everything's up in the air right now. Claudia only good for 1. Bit of a shame. Normally, it feels like she's good for 5. Vilga and 23 on this rotation, and they're in this 2v3 retake at the B-bomb site.
Oh, look at Krasky, though. Big kill. Right behind the half wall, just swings when she hears the footsteps in Vilga. She knows 1 is in ruins and construction. There's the peek, and Zaz has it. Pissed around again, going to Originem. 10-6 as they extend the lead by 4. That's not bad at all. That mid push, I obviously they're just fun rounds to cast and watch, but there had to have been a footstep made because look at how prepared Originem was. They heard something. I think maybe a flashbang from Vilga kind of gave it away. Ooh, a second round by Harry. Deagles, SMG, armor all over the place, utility. We've got everything.
Yeah, let's see if they're able to do something with it. Claudia's playing this bait and switch with Kelly over here towards long. You're hoping that this can find some success, but it looks like it might just get a... actually, no, they're going to smash off short sides. No, this here could actually see a bit of usage in this round. If they're able to get a couple of kills between them, there's a chance to wreak some havoc here. However, with Kelly falling at the first hurdle, they check for Claudia. They're not going to be like so tunnel visioned and dealing with that frag. They've already got it under the rug. They're ready for that setup. It's one that Originem actually tried a fair bit over on their CT side as well. So yeah, they weren't going to fall for that anytime soon. And this A site has just crumbled apart on the back of it.
Zaz is kind of in a dangerous position. She does have some teammates there to back her up, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But I always get very nervous when I see players risking an AK-47 at the end of a round like this. So Giuliano stepped up with the MAC-10. And she's going to come in, and she's hungry, and I think she wanted to bait out that shot and then take the fight on the reaction. But it's a good kill from Anna very quickly. Still, no resources really lost all that much. Petra going to come in from behind from the other angle. Vilga knows it now. Flashbang off the wall, improvised, and that's a nice headshot. She can now get the MAC-10 if she wants it, and that's going to force everyone away. It's only AK-47s from here on out, and Originem have no need to risk those weapons. So 11-6 is the scoreline.
That was such a nice and smooth little flash sequence, man. Like flash off the wall, backstep into the half wall, take the peek, dig them down, and then you got a MAC-10 to run away with. Now it's not incredibly valuable, but you know it allows them to have like a nice little, a nice bit of weaponry in this round. I would like to have seen 23 drop that dig maybe over to Kelly in this one, just so that everyone had something to offer. But now you can use Kelly as like a bait player almost, you know, like send her in first and play around it. But instead, 23 elects to be that person. She gets cut down over a banana.
Ooh, almost there for Claudia. And there it is, a second opportunity, and she takes advantage of it. 22 kills, 2 of them so far in the second half. She had 20 at halftime off the back of 2 aces on their seat, or on their T side, excuse me. Still a 4-on-4, however, no armor on Claudia, no armor on Kelly. There still should be a huge advantage and a huge round for Originem to be able to take with ease. 3 players stacking at the B bomb site. All the utility in the world for Originem to attack with as well. So, I mean, I don't know. Outside of some really crazy circumstances occurring, this feels overwhelmingly in control by Originem. Harry, have you picked up any cool new hobbies during quarantine?
Cool new hobbies?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe you built
I've just
a canoe
been
or
well, I tried to teach myself cooking, like just not like fully, you know, like just getting more into it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a cooking-related joke here to make, and I just can't think of one, Jason. So they've gone for this, and it hasn't worked, man. They ran into the stack, and they just deal with it like it's nothing. They've swept this one away, and it's just Claudia left now. If she could maybe offer something up with this MP9D combo to just do a bit more damage, you know, because you think about it, like they hunted those players down in that anti-eco in the second. And they did lose a couple, so maybe there was a chance for her to set the economy up nicely for the future, but that just never happens, does it?
Have you gotten to the point of cooking where you feel like you have a go-to dish? Like if you and I were having our first date and you were cooking me dinner.
Okay.
What do you make?
Yeah, dude.
Me? What's your go-to meal?
Oh, dude. Okay, I actually have one. It's like a vegetarian lentil shepherd's pie, and it's real good, man. It's real good. Okay.
Bold play, going for the vegetarianism right out of the gates, but, you know, we'll see how that works out for you. Couple nades, a lot of nades, and a kill coming out for Vilga and Galaxy Racer. Zaz goes down. Mimi's brought to 13 HP. That's a nice start with utility down banana.
Yeah, it's just grinded this whole attempt at that fast banana control right to a hole. And then, you know, to make matters worse, you're in this 4-on-5 now. And at this point, like Galaxy Racer, they don't need to overextend anything. They can just play the waiting game and play around this utility. They know they've gotten away with a lot of damage. They know that all the pressure is on Originem to try and kind of claw their way back into this round. And they're doing a very good job of just holding onto this utility, not being overzealous in how they use it. Both these players inside of B still sitting on a smoke each, so that's able to come in if this does look to culminate back at that B bomb site. But with Petra kind of leaning away, it does look like it's going to be this A commitment. 3 players here for Galaxy Racer.
It's all about the entry at this point, Harry. If you're down by a player, you need to have a relatively clean entry. And here's the other thing, actually. Now that we can see the shift in this defense, 1 player actually rotating towards the B bomb site. It's only 2 defenders here, and they're not working together. Even if this opening kill is traded, even if Mimi goes out first and then is traded off it, there it is. Giuliano's got to get it, and indeed she does. And Anna can't get back to help out in time. She's blocked off by smoke. So just by virtue of the defensive positioning, you can go for that 1-for-1 trade. There's plenty of time now. Bomb on the far side of the bomb site. 2 players in the site, 1 player in pit. That puts a lot of pressure on Krasi. Petra still has a Molotov. There's a flashbang as well, but a lot of pressure coming from lane.
Yeah, Flash is going to rain on in, and that there's going to signal this push. Krasi's got to do a hell of a lot from down here in pit. She's got Petra to help out. As long as watched, Petra will get one. But here come that short side push. And it's Anna lighting it up with the AWP. So she gets revenge a little bit later in the round after not being able to help out her teammate Kelly up over towards balcony. She comes back in on the retake and she puts that AWP to good use with that short play.
Yeah, it's actually so smart. Look at the way she's just covering her teammates and then obviously right through the box at the end. But that job of just covering that pit peak is huge, massively important, and good that she gets the kill before too much damage is done. I don't think Originem expected whatsoever 3 players to be retaking through quad and lane. That Molotov was thrown towards small pit, so obviously just didn't have the impact they would have liked.
Ooh, this is looking like something very, very fast indeed. And our Galaxy Race are going to be ready for it. Claudia playing over here in Boiler, and things really are heating up for her. She's kind of looking for a way out. There's players everywhere. They're behind her. They're in front of her. And she's still putting up numbers. She's been able to elude Krasi up in the apartments. And my goodness, she has just come alive. That 3K, that little sequence was just nuts to be able to, deal with the first 2. Somehow, I don't know how she slipped by Krasi. I still don't, right? She was holding for the repeat from Boiler, and she must have just hit like the most incredible timing to skirt by into bedroom.
Man, this is, almost like a one-man army, if we're honest. This is a disgusting performance from Claudia. 2 aces in the first half, a triple kill there. She's got 26 kills in this game. She provided a number of openings towards the B bomb site in the first half that they absolutely had to have in order to win a round. So the question becomes, who's going to match her on Originem? You had Zaz with some high impact rounds, but nobody is matching her in terms of volume. So Claudia is having herself a very good game and putting Galaxy Racer in a position to complete this comeback. 8-12, still 4 rounds back, and Originem 4 rounds away from taking a victory on Inferno.
I feel like we've got like the inverse Originem today. Yesterday they went from being like down and out of games to clawing it back, and then this time they get off to that 7-1 lead. Everything's looking good. And now, like, okay, I don't know if they're in like a mega worrying spot just yet, because they've still got this breathing room on the back of like that big beginning that they had, and the fact that they were able to long out that first half. But it's got to start to get scary soon, right? Because as we've highlighted, like, Claudia's having a great game, and it doesn't feel like there's someone matching her on the other side. She's got aggressive into Banana in this round, and she tries to pad those stats even more. And Vilga's here to just continue holding the line. That's those pistols laid to rest nice and quickly and cleanly as well, perhaps most importantly. And that's the 9th on the board.
Well, now we get to see the results of that timeout that we just saw taken by Originem. The quick round with just Glocks and Banana. Now they get the AKs. Now they get utility. We'll see what they discuss and what they're going to shift about their attack. 19 kills on Zaz. Petra with 17. Krasi with 15 as the 3 leaders for Originem. Vilga's actually brought down very low inside of the flames, but she's got position at the base of Banana. And she's going to push even closer.
Yeah, but to facilitate this Banana aggression, they had 3 players here early on, and well, with this looking like a fast A play, it could lead to this A site being a little bit kind of out of position as the push comes in. Anna's going to have a bit of a stand here. Ooh, not going to hit the no-scope, but she's somehow still alive. I really don't know how she's been able to wrangle that one out of the round. And, oh, well, there we go. It was only a matter of time, it felt like. Mimi finishes the job she started. Vilga moved into the library, and yeah, this was long overdue. She shuts down the first. Kelly down here in the pit trying to help out. She's also responsible for this like long walkout to help her teammate in the site. With her getting pressured from short, rather, she's kind of struggling to assist in that way. And now she's trapped in this cage.
Yeah, Giuliano had to make the play. She almost stalled that out way too long. Krasi with 1 HP. Oh, she can't go down here. They're both so low. Giuliano, 1 bullet will do it for 3 players left alive, and now a 1-on-2. Missed the close shot, but nails the second one, and there it is. 13-9. Good clutch from Giuliano. 3 kills in the round overall. And Originem maintained that lead. I can't believe Mimi got that kill. I don't even... That was almost like accidental. She was just like, yeah, I guess I'll shoot if you're going to be firing through the smoke. I don't really want to, but I'll take the kill.
It was a weird one because it always ended up feeling like a bit of a double-edged sword, because then they just like completely discounted that log area, thinking that like they dealt with the player that was there, and it almost led to like that kind of big mow down from library. Thankfully, they were very, very like quick to realize the error of their ways, and then were able to just isolate that player there. I know, man, all these rounds have felt very, very down to the wire, and you can see the impact that this has kind of had on either side, right? They're both like teetering on the edge of running out of this money, and that would definitely feel a lot worse if you're Galaxy Racer at this point in time. You know, like if you pick it up, that's your way back in. That's how you start to apply that pressure once again. But now if you lose a round like this, well, suddenly you're hanging in the balance, and you really don't have a lot to kind of answer back with looking to the future.
Yeah, if your economy gets broken at this stage in the map, if you're Galaxy Racer on the CT side especially, like it's like the map that hangs in balance. That is your punishment for failing to establish economy, is the entirety of the map. Well, they have the perfect defense called for the moment. 4 players here, contact play. Okay. Oh no. For how good of a game that she's had, that is devastating. They're going to come through the flames. Still, so much damage is done. Vilga's going to peek out from pit and see absolutely nothing. And Mimi's just trying to get out of danger, but she runs into fire to do it. 2 on 3, but a 2 on 1 at the B bomb site. And Petra and Krasi can hustle.
Yeah, they're keeping it silent right now. While this is going on, Galaxy Racer are having to like re-clear out the top of mid, make sure that no one's wrapped around long side, because they didn't have vision on this side of the map. Now, thankfully, they're slowly but surely getting this information. This is still buying a lot of time for these players at B to get into position. And so suddenly we're looking at Anna to try and hold the fort with this AWP. She's been pretty good at this. So even if she gets 1 here, there's still like a fighting chance for the rest of the squad. She nails the first, and now she's just going to try and waste time. She's going to try and stay alive to allow her teammates to get into position. Petra, this is a horrible spot to be in. The AK runs out of ammo, and there's the peak from 23 and through Banana. So 10 on the board for Galaxy Racer. And this now, it was like it was on a knife's edge for either side, but this could be their way to get back into this map.
Yeah, and I mean, man, what a great defense to call in that round. Just blind the perfect call. 4 players in mid. That hit was going to go nowhere for Originem. They're going to call another timeout. And yeah, for a round that was kind of the swing round in terms of economy, it's great that Galaxy Racer wins that. They can take a deep breath. Now, they don't have to worry about their backs being against the wall. It's Originem who have to sit around out, but they have the rounds to play with. So not the worst thing in the world, even if you do hate to see your opponents close that gap. 13-10. I don't think there's going to be much of investment at all. Maybe Petra buys some utility. And there it is. Smoking 2 flashbangs.
Now, I feel like a lot of the time we've seen these pistol rounds get like far closer than it feels like they ever should. And at this point in the game, you really can't afford for that to happen if you're Galaxy Racer. Like, you're only up against some unarmored pistols. A lot of them are still vanilla. There's a little bit of utility. And so you need to keep this one clean, because you don't want to be in that same situation again where your money's just going to be gone. And so let's see. There's already 1 kill from the Tech 9. Oh dear. Thankfully, it's all kind of under control. It's like 50-50, but they got a leash back on the beast that is Originem. Petra with the P250. And Kelly's doing everything she can to just not give this kill over. Play that crossfire, wait for 23 to make contact. And they get that one swept under the rug. They lose 2. It's not the end of the world, right? They still kind of are able to drop 1 round. They re-jingle around that cash over on the CT side. And now they're pretty well established.
13-11. Yeah, they've got Galaxy Racer's got to be feeling great from just a couple of rounds ago being on the edge. Now all of a sudden you have at least 1 buffer round built up, probably 2. And the money behind these victories. Vilga is double naded. And that flashbang again. Mimi's just going to take the shot because why not? Another kill. This time not through, well, I mean, through a smoke and blind. Banana control and a man advantage for Originem.
Oh, and this is where they get all gross with it. This is where they just sit around and they say, all right, look, you can try and retake Banana. You probably should. And, well, Zaz was waiting for that peak, but it's the AWP to swing on into it. And so getting this back into a 4-on-4, that's like a real saving grace now for Galaxy Racer. They didn't see anyone else over at Banana. There was no flash. There was like no attempt at getting that trade. And so they've kind of like leaned into this idea that this is culminating back towards a leaving Ana with her AWP to hold down Banana. And that's the right read to make, at least with how things are looking right now. And the fact that no one's still floating around Banana suggests that this has to be an A commitment. You know, this AWP could have kept going aggressive, could have been holding the line. Claudia's information in the apartments is kind of misinformation. It led to the rotation of 2023 back into that B side of the map. Kelly falls inside of A, and this went from being the perfect read to a bit of like misinformation gained on the back of that apps play, and the whole round falls apart on the back of it. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, especially because, you know, even with that misinformation, the positioning of Claudia could have been so powerful just in halls. You could have had that second front on the attack, but wasn't able to find a way to get herself in a position before her teammate goes down. So yeah, pretty crushing. It's going to be a 14th for Originem, but as we just talked about, we just mentioned when this round started, there is at least one buffer round built up, so Galaxy Racer can afford to take that loss. They'll still have a bye in the next. They'll have to drop a weapon over to Claudia, which shouldn't be an issue as Vilga has $6,000. And they'll just have to try again, but running out of opportunities to make this comeback happen. 14-11.
And if I'm not mistaken, Claudia got her 28th kill in like the third round of this second half. Well, now we're a hell of a lot deeper than that, and she's only managed one, which feels like a bit of a shame when you think about like the just how unstoppable, rather, not unstoppable, unstoppable she felt over on that T side. These nades are great, and that puts a stop to this like rather annoying nuisance that has been Zaz and Mimi, this like duo over towards the top of Banana that's just been going for these very, very fast plays, denying that presence from the CTs. And so even though you give up top B, you know that you've done damage on the back of hearing these footsteps now.
(14-11). Smoke on left side mid to block off Ana. And some utility in a response. The chicken burns alive. Heard the death squawk. And now back to the B bomb site. 4 Molotovs and 3 smokes to utilize. Originem can just firebomb this site. Vilga in dark. And 23 over at second oranges. This could be deadly. 4 players here with Petra ready to cut off rotations and lurking over towards Boiler and mid.
It feels like this Molotov on 23 is going to have to make like all the difference in terms of buying a little bit more time. And with Petra's lurk being very, very well timed, she's kept the attention here at A. Now the push comes on in, and with just Vilga and 23 to try and hold the fort, they've got to put up some kills. They've got to put up some numbers, and Giuliano is just not in the mood for it. She gets the kills needed. She's opened up this site. The smoke is going to start to fade at Coffins, but Anna's missed the timing and gets brought down low in the process. So
Save.
yeah, this might just have to be in save. It's a very awkward little juncture with that kill coming in. Now imagining they're a bit more spurred on, right? You're in this 2-on-2, but this makes or breaks the game for Galaxy Racer, and Kelly knows it. She knows what's residing on this round. She's got all the kills, and the defuse is there. They've done it in a 2-on-3.
Oh my lords. I thought that was going to be a save call, especially after Ana took all that damage. I cannot believe they've won that. That was the map on the line. That would have been the economy. That would have been Originem at 15. This clutch is everything for Galaxy Racer. It keeps them in this map. Incredible job by Kelly on the flank, and obviously Ana with the pistol whip as well. Wonderfully played. I'll eat my words on that one.
Yeah, but man, like when you said it, I'm totally believing you as well. Like I see Kelly take the first peek. She gets brought down like to half HP as well in that fight. So I'm thinking like 2-on-2, oh, it's riskier. With a player in pool, like it looked like it should have been dead to rights, but she just delivers all the kills needed. It even gets the information as to like where that third player is. So Anna was able to play in very, very fast to capitalize on, didn't give any room to kind of reposition or really start like getting all grimy, and how you want to play that 1v1. She just gets the immediate trade. And so, yeah, I mean, as you say, that was such an important round. Everything was hinging on that for Galaxy Racer when they made the decision to continue in the 2-on-3.
Yeah, I mean, saving is probably the smart call, but I mean, frequently in Counter-Strike, you don't always win if you go for the smart call. Sometimes you just have to go for it when you see the opportunity, and perfectly done from Galaxy Racer. Nice deep nade, a nice follow-up as well, and an even better op shot. And yeah, half investment for Originem, and it's already kind of stopped entirely. Zaz is at 12 HP, Krasty at 53, Mimi at 50, and only one AK-47 on the board. So here we go, flashbang out. Anna's going to have to fall away. That's going to call Shirley a teammate back. She does have a smoke to utilize if she gets forced deeper into the bomb site.
Oh, jump peek for the info. And that is a decision that Krasty is going to come to regret. And that as well, as you say, that rotation has been called in. She's now arrived. It's 23 back in CT. Anna given a bit of a shooting gallery, but not able to hit the mark. Vilga's wrapping on in, and she's been pretty loud on the approach, but still gets one. And yeah, this is all but falling apart. This should be all said and done. It's a flawless round for Galaxy Racer at such an important time to find a flawless round. You think about, like, these pistols have always gotten away with something. Well, that was like one of the best kind of partial investments we've seen Originem have, and they get away with the least in it. So that is a crucial timing to find a clean round for this CT side.
This is crazy. Galaxy Racer able to hold on. Claudia, that's dangerous inside of the smoke, and she's going to dodge the bullets for the moment and back away. Banana control in the favor of Galaxy Racer. 3 players at the A bomb site, and Originem, this is going to be fast-paced. This is already an attack they're going to execute on the wrap side of the bomb site. The op is stuck in the site, and here they go. Turn to the corner. One in graveyard, though. Mimi didn't see it, but she's got that first kill. Now you clear up to your left. Kelly's there and can only get one as well. And there's watching for the rotation, and they might have just done it. Claudia is still alive, but hasn't been able to get involved in the action. She eventually goes down, and the bomb site is lost. Originem is going to have 2 chances to close out this map.
Oh, you really hate to see it fall apart like that as well, right? Like, you think about how good Galaxy Racer have been up against these rushes, and how often it just feels like they've had the pieces in the right places when these faster plays have been called on in. And that round there, all that long aggression comes through. Mimi with like a very important entry, and even though she dies immediately after, she gets the information about the player in graveyard. Smoke goes down just to lock Claudia out of the round. That was a great round from Originem, and a very unfortunate one from Galaxy Racer. Like, the one time they haven't had any kind of presence over towards that long side of the map, and it just gets used against them. They might even lose this AK. 23 just about holds on. That's key, because now she can drop a gun over. She's put an M4 into the hands of one of her teammates, and that allows for this nice little buy up against 15 to come through. But is it going to be enough?
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice change of pace for Originem, attacking that wrap side. Obviously, Galaxy Racer not expecting it, not able to mount any kind of a defense either. What a brutal hit. Two chances, 2 rounds left in the map. And Originem is knocking on the door. Again, banana control towards the CT side to start things out. But this time, no deep push, and this time they're going to keep 2 players here.
Yeah, they just struggle to really hang around, because they don't have the utility to kind of keep topping up that top B smoke, so they fall back into that passive stance in the site. We're going to have to see if that's something that Originem look to abuse later on in this round, because right now it's very, very slow, but they've kept these players down at T-ramp to watch for this banana regression. And that also keeps the avenue and the option open, like later on, based on how the results go over here at A, to fall back into a B play.
Could be that B split we saw him try and pull off earlier as well. Anna, this time, no AWP. Smoke in her face. Postures like a B split. Looks like a B split, but not hearing any noises. Again, one player left behind to lurk. That's Giuliano over in lane, and this is a real deep angle. Now coming in over, oh, she still hasn't checked, and that's going to be a freebie. Good shot from Kelly. It does pull Anna back for just the moment. Everything riding on this B defense. 23 with that AK-47, able to do some damage, but not get a kill. And the boost up, they just turned. The timing is poor, and just enough defense being mounted, although again, a flashbang, the follow-up, but look at the time. Only 7 seconds. Zaz can't get that kill, and the bomb can't get planted in time. Claudia almost goes down to the smoke, but that's the round.
Oh, it's good that like if one player out of the two was going to go down after time, you're happy that it's Krasny at the very, very least, right? Because she still has money to reinvest here. Would have been a very different story if Petra goes down. Not only losing that ult, but she wouldn't have even had enough for armor. So, this is a very, very close game still, and we get constant reminders of that. One away from an OT here from Galaxy Racer on their map pick, no less. They've grinded hard to get this far, and there's no real reason to assume they're going to let off the gas now right at the end. Team Originem setting up over here in the apartments with the majority of players on this side of the map, leaving Zaz to hold on once again down at the bottom of B.
All right, smoke at the end of hulls. One final chance for Originem to close out Inferno, or for Galaxy Racer to get us to OT. And Rap side seems to be the point of attack. This time there's 2 defenders there. Petra, they don't have to commit. This op can just take the angle. They've got to be careful though. One is over at spawn arches, and that's a miss smoke. That is a bit of a disaster in round 30. You don't want to be making that mistake.
Oh, but Zaz throwing in that tiny bit of utility, just a few flashes, and that's it, just to like give the illusion that she's flashing teammates into top of Banana. That's pulled the rotation around, and not just one player. We're looking at 2. Anna's begun to rotate, and she's now holding Speedway for like this in between, right? This like gray area for the rotation between either bomb site, and she's going to be needed back on A very, very quickly. Kelly down in the pit does put up one, but she gets dropped immediately after, and you can see having to just back out of the site, having to concede it is Anna, arriving late, doesn't want to go through this long smoke, and they've got to now poise and set up for a 3-on-4 retake. A man down. They've got to go up against it all. Overwhelming odds stacked against them if they want to get this game to overtime.
Here we go. Giuliano falls. Anna with that kill. Zaz yet to be put into play, looking for the flank, looking to come in late, and she's not going to take that opportunity. Doubled up in pit. It should be just fine. They should be able to delay and make this costly. Bomb is against the wall, though, so it's not in the vision of Zaz if needed, and it doesn't come to that. 16-14. Originem take the map. They take Inferno, but man, that got close.
Yeah, it really did, man. I was so worried just in every one of those rounds at the end, and it feels a little bit heartbreaking that run, that attempt at the comeback gets cut short. Originally, they just seem to love a long game, man. They love the full 30 rounds, and they want nothing less. But you can't argue with it, right? As long as they're getting the wins, I guess that's all good. And even if it takes you a couple of rounds to kind of piece together how to break down your opponents, if it's working, it's working.
Remember as well, that's the map pick of Galaxy Racer. So, I mean, tough map, yeah, but you just stole your opponent's map pick. You got to be happy about that one, especially considering how good they looked on it yesterday. Regardless, that's just map 1. We're headed to a break. When we come back, we'll have map 2, and we'll see how that goes. So stay tuned.